Good morning. Back at it again. All right, so decided I'm gonna try to keep making this as formal as possible. I wanna kind of build it into something I'm doing like every day, right? So let's see. I'm gonna call it. This is episode 1 of Wake the Up, right? I'm here to wake you up every morning and just drop a little knowledge. It's kind of like I feel like it's my responsibility to drop it and let you know what's going on, and your responsibility to listen, soak it up, and use it to the best of your ability, right? So today we're going to talk about, like, what's your purpose? Why are you here? Like, what's your why to doing everything that you do in life, right? So, like, before I got back into what I used to be into, like when I was in high school, I was an athlete and I love sports. That's all I did. From the time I was in like first grade, probably even before that, to the time I graduated high school, all I did was play sports. I played every sport I could play. Like, my day was never not fulfilled with playing sports. It's like from one sport to the next sport to the next sport. That's all I did my entire existence, right? And for some reason, when things didn't work out my way, when I graduated high school and going into college, I kind of quit playing sports. I still was playing flag football, but I was more partying. I was into the partying more than the actual playing of the sports, right? So I was becoming really cool and really popular in like the party world, right? A lot of my friends I met because I was a partier, right? But and I look back at it now and I don't regret any of it, but it's like when I look back at it, I had no real purpose besides partying. Like that's what it was all about for me. And before that, my purpose was like I wanted to be a superb athlete. And if you really look at it, that's two different ends of the spectrum, right? And it all changed for me in a matter of like this when certain scholarships just didn't work out for me or were too far, and I just didn't want to go be like that far away from home, and it's just like, and I look back at it, I don't regret not going, but I wish I had. And so like today, I want to talk about that. It's like when I was, about 4 or 5 years ago, before I even had my son, it was like I don't know what it was that made it click, but I asked myself the most important question that anyone can ever ask themselves in their entire existence is, what's my purpose? Why am I here? And like, what kind of legacy will I leave behind for those after me, like my son, And before I even had a son, I was asking myself that question because what I was doing, I knew I couldn't leave that to him, right? I couldn't leave what I was doing to my son. You know what? Hey, son, here you go. A life of fucking partying. Like what kind of, if at that time I didn't even have a son, but I was already thinking about some of the future things. If I was to have a son, what would he think of me right now? Like, what could I leave him? And at that very moment, I couldn't leave him shit. I couldn't leave him jack shit. You know what I mean? It's like, here, son, here's a life of partying. Here's my black book of contacts. Like, what good would that have done him, right? So at that very moment, I decided to change my life. And that was the question. That was my why. My why was, what, what legacy was I going to leave behind? That was my why. That was why I wanted to do it. It was because of legacy. Because I wanted people, when they spoke my name, to not just mention me and how cool I was with the party, but also what I gave back, what I did for people, how I was an inspiration for people to get going, to chase their dreams, And like I look at a lot of my friends now and a lot of people in general, and it's like, when I ask them what's their purpose or why they want to do this, you guys can't sit here and tell me that your purpose in life is to get up every damn day go to a job that you hate. You know what I'm saying? Be around people that you hate. You know what I'm saying? Like not love the way you look. To come home. To maybe go out to the bars with your friends. To come back home, go to sleep, and repeat that process for 60, 70 years. You can't tell me that's your purpose in life. I won't even believe it. Even the losers of people, that's not their purpose. They felt content with it. You know, they're content with being in that situation, but that's not their purpose. If you ask them, I guarantee if you ask them, that's not what they think they're here for. Like, I know for a fact that as cool as I was partying was not my purpose in life. My purpose was to inspire and to motivate, right? Like that is my purpose, like to inspire and to motivate, to improve the quality of lives of people around me, right? That's why I get up every morning. It's because I want to be able to improve the quality of lives of people around me, you know? Like, what's your motivation? Why do you get up in the morning? Why do you want to lose that weight? You know, if I ask somebody, hey, what's your goals? And they'll say, oh, my goal is I want to lose 30 pounds. Well, why do you want to lose 30 pounds? Well, because, you know, I feel like I'll get back to the way I like to look when I was that weight. Well, why do you feel that you'll be happier at that weight or looking like you used to look? Are you not happy with the way you are now? Well, if I would look the way I used to look, you know, maybe this and that. Well, why do you need this and that to make you happy? Like, why do you need that? Why do you need that? Enough of you guys don't ask yourselves enough why questions to get down to the bottom of why you're actually doing what you're doing. You know, like, if you were to ask me, well, Daniel, why did you want to leave a legacy for your son? Because for me, it was more important for him to have someone to look up to other than people in the media, right? Because I wanted him to see an example of what people should be like opposed to what people try to be like, right? That's what it was for me. Like, I wanted to raise my son. I wanted to be the biggest role model in his life. I didn't want him going on and like, oh man, my role model is Superman. Like when my son sees me, I want him to see a hero, a superhero. You know, I want him to see the coolest guy on the planet, right? And that's why I do the things I do. And why was it important for me to see for my son to see me be the coolest guy on the planet, for me to be his hero? Because I didn't have that in my life. I didn't have a dad that I could look up to. I looked up to people like my football coach, like my wrestling coach, or my other friend's dad who decided that I was worthy enough for them to take in and be and instill those roles in me, right? That's why I wake up and do what I do in the morning. And why is it important for me to do that? Because so I want my son to feel like he doesn't have to go outside me. Yes, there will be some other people that influence my son in life. For sure there will. He'll have other influences in his life. But there will be good influences because he'll know right from wrong. He'll know that I did my best because I woke up every morning to make sure that my why was bigger than what I was going after. You know what I'm saying? Like, my why is bigger. It's bigger than me, right? And so my son can have a future. So my son can raise his son to have a future, or raise his kids to have a future, right? Because enough people right now do not instill that in their kids. They don't. And I refuse to believe that you can anymore. Right? So, guys, you have to ask yourselves, what's my why? Why do I get up in the morning? You get up in the morning to do more than what you do. I can guarantee you that. And if you don't, start asking yourselves, because you can't be happy where you're at. I mean, you could be happy, you could be content. You know what I mean? You could be content where you're at. You can be happy, you can be so-called happy, but ask yourself, are you really happy? Are you really happy with the life that you're living right now? Like, I can tell you right now, as much as I partied, and as cool as it was, not having to go to work, just chilling, you know, you look back at me and be like, oh man, you must have had a fun time. You must have been really happy during those times. Fun? Yes. happy? I don't know how happy I was. I really don't. Like, at the moment, maybe I was happy. But I know right now in my life that I'm way more happier now going after the things that I'm going after now than I was when I was doing that. You know? So that's what I want to know. Like, what's your purpose? Like, why are you here? Why do you wake up every morning to breathe the air that you breathe? And if you don't know that, I mean, you really need to start asking and digging down and asking yourselves those questions. You know, I know it's just made a big change in my life asking myself those questions. You know, so that's what I kind of want to, you know, harp on today. You know, trying to, you know, asking people, let's get to the nitty-gritty of it, right? Let's get to the nitty-gritty of it. Like we're gonna start digging. We're gonna start digging and getting to the bottom of a lot of why you guys aren't coming to the gym. A lot of you guys answered my question the other day, you know, when I asked you, how valuable is your life? And a lot of you guys were like, oh, my life is priceless. That's awesome. I'm glad your life is priceless. My life is worth $1 trillion. My life is worth $1 billion. Your life is so priceless, but yet you don't invest in that life. You don't invest in that life. You do the opposite of invest in that life, right? You do everything to make your life not as valuable as it should be. You don't come to the gym. You make excuses. You get fat. You know what I mean? You eat unhealthy. You know, you drink all the time. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with drinking, but you drink all the time. You're actually devaluing the property that you consider the most, you know, that you consider the most valuable to you. But you'll go get insurance plans. You'll pay all this money for car insurance. You'll pay all this money for like insurance on appliances because if they break, you want to make sure you get a new one. Guess what? You can't get a new body. Once you're gone, you're gone. And the only way to preserve that is to invest in it, guys. Invest in yourselves. Right? If you invest in yourselves, you can invest in those around you. That's what happened to me. I started investing in myself. And now I'm investing in you guys. You guys got to start investing in yourselves. So you can invest in somebody else. Change somebody else's life. I guarantee you it's like a domino effect. I change you, you change someone else, they change someone else. You guys want a better world to live in? You guys want better presidents to pick? It doesn't start with, you know, where we're at now. It starts like what we're doing now. Like, what are you doing to change what can possibly affect you in the future? Like, enough of you guys don't think about that. One of the things I've been listening to and I've heard, you cannot connect the dots to get where you're going. You can only connect them backwards to see how you got there. How powerful is that? None of us can connect the dots to see where we're going. We can't. We have to take risks. We have to you know, leap by faith. We have to leap out there and hope and pray and work and earn that what we're doing is going to get us to where we're trying to get to. And then once you get there, then you can connect the dots backwards and be like this. Oh, because of this, because I did this, because I made this decision, this is why I got to where I'm going. Right? So, I want you guys to do a favor for me. For you guys who are watching now or for you guys who come on later. When you watch, think about it. What is your purpose? Why are you here and why you do what you do? Why do you get up in the morning and go do what you do? Comment. Chat it. Let me know. I want to know. We're going to build on this. We're going to attack it. We're going to get some of you guys in the gym. We're going to get some of you guys new PRs. We're going to get some of you guys to start going after the things that you really want in life. Trust me. It's worth it. Even if you fail, it's worth it. It's worth it. Because you can say you went after it. You can say you went after it. You tried. You know? I don't like to say that I ever tried anything. I like to say that I did it. Right? Well, we're going to do it, guys. We're going to do it together. Every day, 1% a day. Trust me. Trust me, 1% a day, man. We're going to get out there and get it. All right, guys. That's what I got for today. You know, holler back at me. Chime in. Chat. You know. I'll be back on tomorrow for another episode of Wake the Up. All right? Have a good day. Peace.